What's up everybody, it's Robin Gaming here. So real quick reminder, of course, tonight we're going to be live streaming the Game Awards. It's going to be super cool. Pretty much the live stream will be happening starting around 1 a.m. in the UK. So yeah, we'll be live at twitch.tv/robinoyo. Talked about it yesterday in a video, so make sure you check that out before we actually do that. But it's going to be a lot of fun, no doubt. And then the day after, of course, what's going to be coming up is PlayStation Experience, which I think most of us will be even more hyped for pretty much. Because of course, you know, simply looking at previous years, we've seen lots of awesome stuff being announced. Now, that being said, of course, Sony did give us some indications that we should kind of lower our expectations. The biggest announcements have been made at E3 and at Paris Games Week very recently. So, yeah, you know, I don't know if we should really be expecting too much, but they have already confirmed quite a lot of cool things, including some really awesome panels. So I'll really quickly go over it, actually, before I get into some of the predictions that I'd like to talk about in this video. So, first of all, the actual conference itself is going to be taking place, of course, on Friday, so tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific, which for the people in Europe is very inconvenient because it's going to be at around like 4 a.m. in the UK, for example, 5 a.m. where I am from, and that's very late, but yeah, I'll still be checking it out nonetheless. And of course, I'm also going to be live streaming that one at twitch.tv/robinoyo. The day after, pretty much, they're going to be doing some panels, a total of 6 of them, I believe, and I've decided, of course, I'm going to be streaming together with Roberta. We've decided that we're going to be live streaming pretty much the last 3 panels, which are going to be about Ghost of Tsushima, the Uncharted 10-year anniversary, and the Last of Us Part 2 panel. Those 3 will be kicking off with Ghost of Tsushima starting at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, which would come down to around 11:30 p.m. In the UK. So keep that in mind. That's going to be super cool. There's also 3 other panels for you to check out if you want to, and you can do that by yourself because, like I said, we're not going to be streaming those. Anyway, of course, let's talk about the actual press conference, right? The thing that I think most of us are, you know, the most excited for, even though they did tell us to lower our expectations. There are still, apparently, according to PlayStation, going to be some cool announcements, and at the same time, there's simply a couple of things that we really expect right now, right? So what I'd like to do is give you all 5 predictions on the PlayStation Experience press conference. So let's simply dive into it, right? So at number 1, and this is kind of the obvious thing, or something that we really need, is that I believe that we're gonna see release dates being announced for both God of War and for Detroit Become Human. What I personally expect is that for God of War, of course, we recently, a couple of days ago, saw the March release date being leaked, and I definitely think that that's on point. So that game will be probably coming out March 22nd, like the leak said. And for Detroit, I'm kind of turning it around to what I used to think, is that Detroit would come out in March and God of War in May. Now I believe it's going to be pretty much reverse order. So, like I said, God of War in March, and for Detroit, we're going to see some type of May release date. I think that those 2 exclusives are, of course, you know, coming up the earliest, and we really need some dates for those games. And, you know, PlayStation Experience now seems to just be the perfect moment to announce that. So that's why I expect that. At number 2, let's talk about Dreams, a game that we know is going to be coming kind of back from the dead because we haven't heard of it in a very long time. And my prediction for Dreams is, you know, not of course that it's coming back because we know that, like I said, but actually that what I believe, and might sound a bit vague, but I believe that Dreams will show off a new playable element in its gameplay. So we're going to get like a gameplay sort of reveal thing, or a gameplay clip or whatever, and it's going to show you that you can also actually play the game, because that's my biggest concern that I've had with Dreams ever since the announcement, is that it looked cool, the graphics were great, and it was very artistic and stuff, and it was just a great way for people to make their own art in a, you know, on the PlayStation 4, right? But at the same time, there was no gameplay aspect to it yet, or no, at least that's what it seemed like, right? That there was no real way for you to actually play the game. And that's what I loved about, for example, Little Big Planet, is the fact that I didn't really enjoy making the levels that much, but I really enjoyed playing them, you know what I mean? And I think that Dreams needs that same thing where it appeals to both the people that want to create things and to the people that actually just want to play games. And so what I believe is that Media Molecule has kind of gone back to the drawing board, started adding in a lot more gameplay-driven elements into the game, and I think that's what they're going to be showing off as part of their, you know, gameplay reveal at PlayStation Experience. So if they do that, then I'm definitely, you know, my excitement excitement level will definitely be going up from what it used to be. At number 3, this is a small little, I guess, game announcement that I'm personally expecting, is that we are very used to Activision popping up at PlayStation Experience press conferences. They've done that now for the last 3 years, I believe, all of them. And of course, I think it was either 1 or 2 years back, I guess it was only 1 year, no, 2 years back it was, I believe, that they announced that, Crash Bandicoot would be getting a, remaster, right? A remaster trilogy. Actually, now that I think of it, I think it was last year. They got this remaster trilogy. Last year we saw the gameplay reveal, right? And the game has been a huge success. Crash Bandicoot sold very well. A lot of people loved it, for what it was, and they loved what they did with this remaster to the point where it almost looks like a remake. They build it pretty much from the ground up. What I believe is that they're just gonna do a small little announcement that after the awesome sales for Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3 remastered, that they've also decided to remaster in the very same way Crash Bandicoot Team Racing. And so if they do that, then I think that we're gonna get some type of reveal, gameplay, trailer, something like that, very similar to what they did last year for that game. So that's my third prediction. I expect an announcement for Crash Team Racing remastered at PlayStation Experience. Then at number 4 is my prediction that we're going to see Ghost of Tsushima gameplay reveal. Of course, the game got announced very recently, a couple of, I guess only like 5 weeks ago or something at Paris Games Week. We know they're going to do a panel for the game as well, but it seems that simply based on the trailer that we saw very recently, there is little to really talk about in that 1.5 hour panel, I think they need to show off some type of gameplay so that they can also touch on that and really talk about how exactly you're going to be playing the game, right? And so we know that Sucker Punch has been working on this game for a very long time already, like years. Ever since Infamous Second Son, I guess, was finished and First Light, they started working on that. So no doubt that there's already a sort of like gameplay segment ready that they can show off completely that's going to look close to the final product. I definitely believe that they are able to show it off, so I think that we're going to see Ghost of Tsushima, a gameplay reveal for the game at PSX. And then the last prediction, I guess, we're going to end it a little bit on a negative note, I guess, even though I didn't really want to, but it just happens to be the last prediction that I wrote down here, is that I don't think we're going to see anything new from The Last of Us Part 2. Definitely no gameplay. I think if they're going to show something off, it'll be another like 1 minute, 2 minute trailer or something like that. Just something new so they can talk about that too on the panel. But I really believe that they're going to keep the gameplay for E3 next year. And the game is not coming out until like 2019, so we already saw that it seemed very surprising that they actually showed the game off at Paris Games Week, which kind of sucked because you would just think that PlayStation Experience is a better moment to show it off, because that's what they did with the reveal. They wanted it to be there for the fans of the game, and that's, those are the people that are going to be attending PlayStation Experience, right? So it's a little weird that they did that, and in that way it does make me think that we could still see, I guess, like I said, a quick trailer or something. I just do not in any way expect gameplay, and I honestly don't expect that they're gonna show something new from the game. I think that the panel will be focused on the developments of the game so far, the newest trailer that we saw. They're going to invite all the people that play those roles on stage to talk about it and stuff, about the whole process of how they, like do the motion capture and the casting and everything. I think that's what it will mainly be about, and they're going to keep it very vague and just not super concrete, I guess, yet, because like I said, the game is so far out that that the real concrete stuff is going to start happening next year at E3 and PlayStation Experience. And so that is my final prediction. Probably no Last of Us Part 2, and if they do it, we're gonna not see gameplay, we're just gonna see a small little trailer. So those are pretty much my predictions right now for PlayStation Experience. Nonetheless, it's gonna be super awesome, of course. Make sure you tune us in as well when the press conference happens, and the panels, which we're both gonna be streaming. And then with that being said, let me know some of your own predictions in the comments and what you thought of mine. And then I'd like to thank you a lot for watching, and hope to see you again next time.